New pro wrestling show this week. Man, we talk about the predicted outcome for WWE Crown Jewel. It was one of the two major events this week where we talked about, man, WWE coming back to Saudi Arabia, the return of two WWE legends, one returning to be host and one returning to the ring, and a wild ending in the WWE World Cup Finals as all new pro wrestling show presents predict the outcome for WWE Crown Jewel. Starts right now. Everybody, welcome again to the Pro Wrestling Show presents predict the outcome for WWE Crown Jewel, the Crown Jewel, baby, of wrestling. I'm your host as always, Kendrick Dix. Use that hashtag PSW. Well, we might now say Pro Wrestling Show right here. So PSW, not that other little thing we tagged in one time. We saw where it was, but anyway, let's get to WWE Crown Jewel. WWE Crown Jewel, before the event even got started, was dealt with controversy as an American reporter who got killed in Saudi Arabia, and we know about the news details, but we don't try to get to the hard detailed news. But what we know is what you already know about that. But we'll shy away from that. But the WWE Crown Jewel came from Saudi Arabia. It was 2 world title matches, 1 World Cup that had 8 matches. I think it was 5 matches. But let's get started with the Crown Jewel event. Now, many of you know that there was rumors circulating and innuendo circulating that Hulk Hogan made his comeback to WWE at Crown Jewel as the host. I guess that Saudi Prince did want Hulk Hogan, and he got Hulk Hogan. He didn't get the other legends that it was reported that he wanted at the past Saudi Arabia event, where he won the Ultimate Warrior and Yokozuna, but unfortunately they're both deceased now. So he got Hulk Hogan. Hulk Hogan opened the show, saying he was glad to be back in the WWE, and what a horrible place for Hulk Hogan to return in Saudi Arabia, which is a nice build. It's nice, but I think the booking, it was poor booking. I would think WWE would have waited till like WrestleMania, just that would have been meaningful and something where Hulk Hogan would have made his grand return. But I guess Saudi Arabia was something easy for Hulk Hogan to just slip right back in, and Hulk Hogan did. And he welcomed everyone from Crown Jewel, and Hulk Hogan was never seen ever again at the show. But to kick things off was with Smackdown, where Rey Mysterio took on Randy Orton. Good fought matchup. If you know, they had relived their history back in 2006, so that's 12 years ago when Ray and Randy engaged in a battle, and it all started the Royal Rumble, and then led to them at WrestleMania, them competing for the World Championship, and Ray ultimately won. Well, Ray won with a quick pin over Randy Orton. Randy Orton got raped and was a sore loser, and hit Mysterio, hurting Mysterio in the announce tables, and Ray kind of advanced on. Also, in the other match, Jeff Hardy versus Randy Orton. Quick, no simple, not Jeff Hardy, Jeff Hardy versus The Miz, I meant to say. Quick, tense matchup. Miz pick up the win over Jeff Hardy. Miz advances to meet Rey Mysterio in the semifinals. But on the Raw side of things, we had Seth Rollins against Bobby Lashley. And over an upset, Seth Rollins defeat Bobby Lashley with a curb stomp. Yeah, a curb stomp. Beat the big man down like Leo Rush like to say, Lashley. You got to follow Leo Rush on Instagram. He's funny. He's a funny cat. But they was unfortunately didn't make it to the World Cup. Also, Kurt Angle went against Dolph Ziggler. Dolph Ziggler picks up the win over the legend after Kurt Angle accidentally hit himself on the turnpost, and Ziggler capitalized with the zigzag to get the 1-2-3, and with help from Drew McIntyre. So Ziggler making his rounds into the World Cup Finals, where it's going to be Ziggler versus Rollins, where they had their feud some past this year, living their feud for the Intercontinental title. So in the end, Ziggler went against Rollins, and at the end, Ziggler won with the help of Drew McIntyre playing the difference maker in that match. So Drew did what he did to get paid by Dolph, and Dolph would be advanced to the finals representing Raw. Representing SmackDown was The Miz versus Rey Mysterio. At the end, Rey Mysterio couldn't get the job done, and The Miz beat Rey Mysterio to advance in the World Cup Finals. Now, this is the tricky part in this whole situation. Now, The Miz came out to wrestle Dolph Ziggler. Now, man, you know they got a history too on SmackDown for the Intercontinental title, and Miz and Dolph Ziggler battling out. At the end, you had Baron Corbin representing Raw, and you had Shane McMahon coming out representing SmackDown for The Miz. And all of a sudden, The Miz and Dolph Ziggler scuffling up. Miz went down, had sprained his knee, and was unable to compete. So the referee was about to make the call and award Dolph Ziggler the trophy and become the best in the world, which was kind of like the right thing to do. But Shane McMahon interfered and says that no, that's not going to happen like that. Many people was thinking Shane was going to have the run up like Rey Mysterio or something. Shane McMahon decided to insert himself in the match without even being in the match, competing like everybody else who got to the point, like Dolph Ziggler and The Miz. Didn't even qualify nothing. He just inserted himself saying, I'm representing, I'm stepping in, I'm filling in for Miz. Now, at the end, the match happened. It was Shane McMahon versus Dolph Ziggler. Shane hitting the elbow. Baron Corbin tried his best, but Shane got Baron Corbin ejected from ringside. And Shane McMahon hit coast to coast and got the 1-2-3 over Dolph Ziggler and became the best in the world. And I was kind of a little bit flabbergasted at first. And I'm like, now, that's terrible booking right there. Shane McMahon is a non-wrestler. He's a wrestler, but he's an occasional wrestler. But he doesn't deserve it because he didn't go through the gauntlet like everybody else. And I can see Dolph Ziggler comes to the best in the world because he went through the gauntlet to get to this point. Miz too. Best in the world. Now, one thing I would say, one telling was when Shane returned after the 1000th episode of SmackDown and started saying the best in the world, that's when I kind of had two and two hit together. Like, Shane McMahon been playing this for so long, even when he did announce it, that SmackDown Star was going to win. If he couldn't do it, no one would. And he kind of threatened his superstar saying that last week that no one from SmackDown wins, then someone's going to get fired. Now, if Shane lost, will he decide to get himself fired? That's what you got to think. You got to wonder. But it did not turn out as what, to me, it was poor booking, poor decision making. It wasn't a critical decision at best because you got the owner's son winning the trophy, and that's nepotism right there. Full nepotism, because I wanted someone else to win who could deserve that accolade, not Shane McMahon. Shane McMahon didn't deserve it, and he didn't need it. But this is WWE. They're going to have some storyline, and they said this was sort of like the rub for Shane McMahon to turn heel. Well, this is how a way to turn heel, all right. Just go ahead and rub it in our my faces that you're the best in the world. But we really actually know, the wrestling community know that CM Punk, Chris Jericho, they called themselves, they self-proclaimed themselves as the best in the world. And this was just a total waste of time and space that Shane McMahon even put himself in this match. But hey, we'll see how this goes on SmackDown. We'll have that SmackDown report coming up this week right here. Coming up this Thursday. You know, it's just, to me, it's just You know what I'm saying? It don't make no sense. It really don't make no sense. But let's hear what y'all, a lot of people had to say about Shane McMahon winning this damn World Cup. Yes, a lot right here on Instagram and on Twitter showing displeasurement over Shane McMahon winning the damn World Cup. It's just like, what's going on? 2018 has been a year of disappointments, in just generally speaking. Let's hope this thing has some legs to this story. And we got to wonder when Raw and SmackDown had their Survivor Series teams, because they haven't announced it, because they kind of leaving the blueprint on that, where Shane McMahon and Baron Corbin interacting with that lead for the Survivor Series team. We'll find out about that. And it's weird. Baron Corbin last year was on SmackDown representing, and now he's on Raw. It's kind of weird, but hey, it is what it is. Speaking of Corbin did affect one title match. Corbin inserted himself into the Universal Championship match, where he was supposed to stand there and be fair and balanced. Baron Corbin decided to take things a little too far, as he hold the belt between Brock Lesnar and Braun Strowman. Now, many of you know it was supposed to be a triple threat match where Roman Reigns was supposed to defend the gold against those two monsters, but Roman is battling leukemia, and we wish Roman Reigns will. We're going to keep on praying for Roman, because Roman Reigns will come back stronger than ever. But unfortunately, Braun Strowman didn't get by. He didn't have his luck this time. I thought Braun was going to win big. We talked about on a previous pro wrestling show. Braun came up a little bit short on Brock Lesnar. Now, that made me mad even more when Brock Lesnar became two-time Universal Champion, because I feel like he's just here and WWE just rewarding him, and he doesn't wrestle as much as on Mondays. Braun Strowman is putting in the work. He's working Mixed Match Challenge, and you're gonna give Brock Lesnar a championship, and he doesn't barely defend it. Come on now. It's just like a waste of time and space. You already got Hulk Hogan back after regardless with what he did with the racist comments. You bring him back. You got Shane McMahon win the World Cup under nefarious means, and now you got Brock Lesnar winning the Universal title for the second time, and he doesn't defend. Like, it's just they're relying on part timers now. It's part timers. WWE is just a place for part timers. And if you're a high ranking, a famous, established name, hey, we'll bring you back. But speaking of part time, we'll get to that later on the last bit. But WWE champion AJ Styles defended his goal against rival and enemy Samoa Joe. It was just pulled together, because if you remember, Daniel Bryan pulled out due to the fact he refused to go, or reportedly refused to go to Saudi Arabia due to the crisis over there with the U.S. Same with John Cena. He didn't want to ruin his Hollywood reputation, but hey, it is what it is. AJ Styles wins clean slate, and now at Survivor Series we found out that AJ Styles will go one-on-one with Universal Champion Brock Lesnar for the second time, as they had their first meeting at Survivor Series last year, and they go again at Survivor Series this year. Champion versus champion. And also Seth Rollins, the Intercontinental Champion, clashes with Shinsuke Nakamura, the United States Champion. That's a different breed of styles. Hybrid Seth Rollins versus strong style Nakamura at Survivor Series. And many of you know that Ronda Rousey will go against the man, Becky Lynch, the Smackdown Women's Champion versus the Raw Women's Champion, one-on-one, first time ever. So there's a lot of first times ever, but Brock and AJ was first time ever last year, but they do it once again for the second time around this year. So, and then also the Bar defeated the New Day to retain the World Tag Team titles from SmackDown. So the Bar continue on becoming the Bar, but also questioning who they gonna meet. Who's gonna be? If they gonna meet Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose at Survivor Series, or WWE gonna have to scramble to get those belts off of them? Ugh, that's what I say. It's just so much. And I remember last year's Survivor Series, the bar was the Raw Tag Team Champions, and they went against the Usos. But it is what it is, man. And finally, D Generation X versus The Undertaker and Kane, the Brothers of Destruction. Um, Good, decent matchup. Shawn Michaels coming out of retirement in 8 years, and HBK didn't have that long flock hair, so HBK came back swinging, back in the things that he knew. Memorable moment was he did a moonsault like he did back in 1994, 1995, just in 1996, and Shawn Michaels still, got the beat, but at the end, Triple H won with the pedigree to Kane, but Triple H also suffered an injury, a pectoral muscle, so Triple H Triple H going to return to the United States to get surgery on that pectoral muscle. So Triple H is likely to miss out, but he might miss out on wrestling, but he ain't gonna miss out on WWE because he'll be behind the scenes. So it ain't gonna make no effect on that. Triple H gonna get surgery. And that's it for Triple H until around SummerSlam. Well, everyone had an opinion on Crown Jewel. Everyone thought Evolution was better than Crown Jewel. And Crown Jewel, and maybe this week, Crown Jewel was one of the worst pay-per-views in WWE history. I thought the Greatest Royal Rumble was the best, but Crown Jewel failed to disappoint. WWE Evolution did a lot. It was tremendous, and they're gonna do that. And so, hey, you got the all men's pay per view and all women's pay per view, and they could have booked it the way like the women did, but hey, it is what it is. WWE is a team effort, but they'll get to it. They'll get back in tune with. All right, like I said, thank you all for watching WWE Crown Jewel Predict the Outcome on the Pro Wrestling Show. As in 2 weeks' time, we're going to have the Survivor Series review show. We'll review Survivor Series card where I mentioned those 3 important matches, champion versus champions matches. And you don't want to miss it. All right. I have been Kendrick Dick saying so long, and we'll see you this Thursday. Not this Thursday. We'll see you this Thursday. Yeah. We'll see you this Thursday for the Pro Wrestling Show following after the tape. See you then.